Imagine if Joshua did what in elementary school?
If he had a fire alarm in elementary school and brought it to school,
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine if
and then the whole school alarm would not have sounded when he turned his little device on.
yeah, imagine if we were all at elementary school right now, and if Joshua was with us, and if he brought a fire alarm to school and just took it out of his backpack and turned it on.
And then what?
I don't know. It would make a loud sound.
Would the whole school hear it just like in the real building?
I
Just
don't
like during the
know.
drill?
I don't know. Excuse me, I burped.
Imagine if he did it for show and tell, and we warned the class it is just one device going off.
Yeah.
We don't need to evacuate the entire building.
Yeah. I mean, if the whole school were to hear it, even if it was his own fire alarm, and if he pulled it, he'd probably get arrested if he were in high school.
Yes. He'll
Yeah,
definitely
imagine
get
if we were.
arrested for pulling the main building system.
Yeah, and imagine if we were still in McLean High School and Joshua pulled the fire alarm for fun. Then someone would have called the cops on him, or the principal would have just had Officer Davis arrest Joshua.
Yes.
Yeah, and Joshua would be in Officer Davis's police car. And imagine if Mikey from Darman showed up at McLean High School and he pulled the fire alarm.
And that
Then
alarm makes the same noise as it did in the Darman show.
yeah, and Officer Davis would probably arrest Mikey because Officer Davis doesn't know who Mikey is, especially since Mikey
Well,
is fictional.
Jack's friend Casey, our friend Casey tried to.
Yes, I remember last year I was arriving back to school for my job site, and Mr. Thompson was talking to Casey, and I asked what happened, and I don't remember if it was Casey, but someone told me that Casey was about to touch the fire alarm. I mean, I know Mr.
Not good
Thompson
at
didn't tell
all.
me. I know Mr. Thompson didn't tell me.
It's not good at all.
Yeah, I mean, Casey could have been arrested if she actually pulled the fire alarm, even though she was 15 years old or well in ninth grade at the time. I mean, Officer Davis would have arrested her
And what
probably.
we all know, the entire school had Casey pulled it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a serious offense to pull the fire alarm.
I mean, the whole school would have heard the alarm,
Yeah,
just like in pretty much every building we go into.
yeah. So yeah, and if Mikey showed up to McLean High School, pulled the fire alarm, he would be in jail, and he'd be in Officer Davis's police car. Same with Joshua if
Yes.
he pulled the fire alarm for fun. Who knows? Maybe both
And in
Mikey and
190, and in one of the classrooms for the special ed students in McLean High School,
yeah.
there is a fire alarm in it.
So
In
yeah,
192.
and
And if
if
Casey were to
Joshua
try to
and
touch
if
that, Casey had class in there last year, as I remember.
yeah. So imagine if Casey and Joshua and Mikey all pulled the fire alarm at McLean High School for fun. Then who
And
knows? Maybe they would have
and if
been in this.
Aaron Caramate went there.
Yeah, and imagine it. Yeah, imagine if Aaron went and all the. Yeah, imagine if Aaron went too. Then maybe Aaron, Casey, Joshua, and Mikey would have been cellmates in jail.
Wow.
Yeah, unless there wasn't enough space for four, and they would have had to put two in different cells. Who maybe Mikey and Aaron would have been cellmates since they're both more troublemakers than Joshua and Casey, and maybe Joshua and Casey would have been cellmates in jail. So yeah.
Well, this stuff does happen.
Yeah. And it's terrible when stuff like this happens.
By the way,
What? What, Alex?
in my
Yes, Alex?
family, one of my cousins has a baby, and that baby's middle name is Elizabeth.
Oh, cool. And do you see my profile picture, Alex?
Yes, it's a pretty cool one.
Can you turn off your camera so I can see your profile picture? Wow, that's cool. I'm going to turn my camera back on now. Okay.
I hope you are having a great free day weekend.
Yep, I am.